Hi, I'm Markie.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is the Happy Everly After podcast.
Yo, 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 yo.
Did your voice crack a little bit?
Still going through puberty.
Hi, and welcome to the Happy Everly After podcast. We're so happy you're here.
Spooky edition.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I wore my pumpkin shirt. I have so many Halloween shirts, though. It's like, which one do I wear?
Odd.
It's not odd. I love them because you can only wear them for like a month or two out of the year, you know?
I wonder why women do that, but like you wouldn't catch a dude in like a Halloween t-shirt.
Yeah, that's true. Interesting.
Yeah. Why is that?
I never thought of that. And like kids.
Like chicks are wearing like pumpkin t-shirts or witch t-shirts or whatever. I don't own a Halloween t-shirt.
I wonder if
to have a Halloween t-shirt in my closet.
I wonder if there's like a need for that.
No. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I'm just like interested.
If one of my friends rolled up in a Halloween t-shirt,
and
do you know how much crap they would get?
It says like
serious?
Wiccan on board or something. Because that's a male witch.
Through Thorns and Roses.
Akatar?
What's the name of that book? Thorns
that
and
is
Roses.
not Halloween. Let's get very clear on that.
It's fantasy, and Halloween is kind of fantasy.
I kind of want to watch Harry Potter with the boys. Should we do that tonight?
That's a commitment.
Just one of them. Just one at a time. But I think Urban is like a little nervous about it, but I think that he's like, I don't like Harry Potter, but I'm like, dude, if you gave it a chance, like you would freaking love it.
I never saw the last probably, how many movies are there?
I don't know, 5 or 6?
No, there's more than that. There was like 12 books.
Yeah, but there's not that many movies. Are we talking Fast and Furious or are we talking Harry Potter?
There was like at least 8 books.
How many?
And they split the last 1 or 2 movies
Potter
into
movies.
multiple movies.
There's 8.
So maybe there's 6 books, 7 books? And they
so
split the last
your
one.
book number in half.
But still, that's a lot of movies.
I mean, it is.
I didn't see the last probably 5 of them.
I actually skipped a couple of them and watched the last. Because the last one is a part 2. And I think I saw the first one as a part 2. Oh, really?
I just said that like the last movie got split into like 2 movies.
Yeah.
Last book got split into 2 movies.
And I was telling you which ones I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, I would love to do that with the boys. I think that Urban is 7, so I think that he would love it.
Yeah. Harry Potter was becoming a thing when I was in 3rd grade, I think.
3rd?
And I 3rd grade. That would have been probably what?
When did the Harry Potter books come out?
1999 maybe? 2000? No. 2000?
No, honey. It was later.
The books?
The books.
The very first book. 1997. Boom. I told you.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. And you doubted me. I was in 3rd grade. Born 1991, 1997.
So I was
6 years old.
I was in 4th grade at the time. Interesting.
And I remember because it was at the book fair. And I tried to read it.
The book fair is tits.
It was cool.
The book fair freaking
Except for
gets you.
we just completely
literally went
shortcutted
parent-teacher
it
conference.
the other day.
And then we booked it out of another door that we like weren't supposed to necessarily exit out of, so that we could avoid the book fair. And then I had a 5-minute conversation basically with myself, because he wasn't listening, of me telling Urban about temporal.
But books are good.
Books are good,
He
but
just wants it to buy something, though.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not that he wants the book. He wants to just
1,000%. And we've
he
bought
just wants the
books
thrill
at
of buying
book
it.
fairs before, and he never touches them, ever. He just wants like the rock that comes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading's still a struggle with that kid.
Oh, man. So what are we talking about today?
Well, I mean, I have, for those watching, my cup is pretty cool.
I know, I'm jealous.
With my Mountain Dew to wet my
so
whistle.
there's it was like West Elm or something. They're cups that have like a snake wrapped around them. And I showed them to Drew, and I was like, honey, I freaking need these. And he was like, but do
Taylor
you?
Swift.
Taylor
Like
Swift
Taylor
told
Swift
me
cups?
to get them. No.
The snake.
Oh yeah, Reputation. I get where you were going with that.
See? I'm more of a Swiftie than you are.
1,000% he is now, for sure. But they're like $35 a glass. And so it's like,
that's definitely not worth it.
right. So I didn't get them. But then I went to the
'Cause
dollar
you're
store
frugal.
because I'm frugal.
Anyone who knows you.
But then I went to the dollar store and I found these guys. And they had so many. They had these types. They have some on a stem. They have like more skinny ones on a stem, like champagne glasses. Like
But
there's a
what-
ton.
Because some people are listening, not watching. What is it?
Oh, let me describe them in detail. So they're just clear plastic cups with a purple skeleton hand wrapped around them.
As if the skeleton hand is holding the cup.
And it's so cute. And your Mountain Dew in there is just perfect because it's like bright green.
Yeah, it's my witch's potion.
Yeah. Pick your poison. Yeah, so cute. Kate, what are we talking about today?
Spooky stuff.
I know. Are you prepared? Is our
I don't like
household
spooky
prepared?
stuff.
We're going to have to sage our house after this conversation, I feel like.
No, I'm going to power wash it with holy water.
Love that. Do you know what holy water is?
Water that's holy.
That's blessed.
Waters
That's
with
so
holes in
funny. You just like pray over the water and put it in our power washer and just freaking go to town on our house. Love that.
it. Yep.
Or like hocus pocus, we could like put salt
I'm
down.
Starting a side hustle. Anyone who wants it, holy water power washing.
Yes. Love that. It's the easiest water upgrade I've ever heard of. You know?
People would pay for it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, so this episode is a long time coming. I love Halloween so much. And did someone just come in our house?
No.
Oh, crap. Maybe I'm just getting spooked. Oh, no, it's already happening. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I asked you guys to send in Halloween stories, not even like ghost stories, just like spooky stories, like my neighbor was an axe murderer, or like something happened in my high school, or like whatever. Anything.
Whose neighbor?
Axe murderers have neighbors too, honey.
Not that we know.
I mean, we have some crazy stories in here. We do.
Not that crazy.
We do.
If you're looking for that kind of story, you're at the wrong podcast.
I know. So I guess right
listen to
now
the crime.
is I know.
True crime.
We should do one of those, like an episode, a true crime episode. Anyways, this is a trigger warning. So if you're listening to this in your car or with your
Trigger
kids,
warning?
I mean, yeah, like some of them are scary. Some of them are scary.
Well,
We
I
needed.
don't like scary stuff.
I know you don't. So I'm so excited. He like won't watch scary movies with me. I watch
Why?
scary movies by myself.
Why would I want to? Why would I invite such negative things into my life? Like, hey, open the door and just say, "Hey, come on in."
You know what's funny?
Negative thoughts.
This is a
negative
true story.
Imagery.
What would I compare that to?
I don't know.
Spicy food. Why? Why would I want to put my mouth in pain while eating something? My brain doesn't understand it. But it's yummy for some people. It's fun for some people.
Sure. I don't know if that's really a good,
Oh, it's a perfect analogy. Perfect.
but
So
to each their own.
let's get into it. So I was actually going to start out by telling mine. But like mine is kind of dark. So like I'm worried. Like I'm scared.
Well, you just said all of them are.
Yeah. Well, some of them are okay, but like some of them are not. What about you? What's your scary story? Do you have a spooky story?
You can ask my friends growing up. I would avoid those things at all costs.
Like if you were like going into an abandoned building.
Like, cool. See
Bye.
you guys on Monday, guys. I'm not going there.
You're like, I'll be in the bad Astro waiting for you out
Not
front.
even going with you. I mean, there was a few times I got roped into some things. But
Like
nothing
what?
crazy. I mean, if anyone that grew up in Salt Lake, there used to be, I think it got bought by someone recently, but there used to be like an urban legend type place called Hobbitville
Oh yeah.
across the street from Westminster College in Salt Lake. And I'm not a great storyteller, so it's probably not the best story, but one like Friday night, Saturday night, me and a bunch of friends went there because you would hear stories about it, but we just wanted to kind of see for ourselves.
And I'm just thinking these poor people that just want to live in peace.
So yeah, it was like a weird place. Like there were like houses and stuff, and like what's the bird with the feathers?
Birds have
Peacocks.
feathers.
Peacock.
Okay.
Peacocks walking around and stuff like that. Kind of a weird place, but you have to like, you can't.
Is it fenced in?
They said you like people say don't drive through it because then like people will come out and like hit your car with bats and stuff like that. So we parked the car and like walked in, and as we're
Is it
walking
fenced?
as we're walking in,
Honey, pause. Is it fenced?
yeah, as we're walking in, a Jeep comes flying in like down the street and
Towards you?
almost hits one of the kids we were with and just like flies past us. And I didn't stick around to see what happened from there.
You're like, peace.
So
I'm
I
out.
left. But yeah, that was crazy. And then there was one time where my friends wanted to go drive up Immigration Canyon and see where allegedly Ted Bundy's cabin
I
was.
have a couple Ted Bundy stories in here.
And like we found it, but like no one wanted to get out of the car.
Really?
Not,
The vibes were that bad.
Not a single person got out.
Ugh.
Because it was just like a weird, and I don't know if it was because we told ourselves that was like where
Right.
Ted Bundy did crazy stuff, or if it was actually that. But no one got out of the car to go
Ooh.
look around.
Well, energy is real.
Yeah.
I believe that energy is probably hanging out there that's not super bright and happy.
Yeah, and someone can fact check those if you want. Hobbitville and Ted Bundy's abandoned cabin in Immigration Canyon.
Was it
But those are
his?
fine.
Was it his cabin or
I
like his
have
family's
no
or
idea.
what?
But Immigration Canyon is like University of Utah's campus is like at the mouth of Immigration Canyon, and that's where a lot of the crazy stuff that Ted Bundy did in Utah was at the campus. Allegedly.
North of here?
You're pointing south, but yes, north.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we're going to talk about Ted Bundy a little bit because a lot of people who like are friends with us and stuff, they have history of like their mom, like Ted
Everyone
Bundy.
in
Everyone
Utah
has
has a story.
A Ted Bundy story for sure. That's crazy. I was going to start out with mine, but I might save it for the last.
Okay.
But I will tell you that when I was asking my friends and family to type in a story, I literally said, I'm like, I know all of you because I'm from a little town in southern Utah called St. George. And I said, I know all you St. George folks have a skinwalker story because I have like a zillion skinwalker stories. And one of my friends messaged me.
For people that don't know what that is, what is it? Because I had no idea what that was.
So a skinwalker is, to put it
sounds like
very
a racial slur.
No, to put it very, very plainly, it's Indian witchcraft. So like American Indian witchcraft.
Native American.
Right.
Yeah.
That. Okay, so and she wrote to me. So I had a friend, I asked this to my friends and family, and I had a friend that wrote to me and said, dude, my neighbor was telling me about skinwalkers up here in Wyoming, and I couldn't help but remember the time you told me your story. I wish I could hear it again.
Let's
So
hear
like
it.
this is just like proof that like me in high school, like I feel like I invited it so much into my life that like weird shiz kept happening. Like it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. So one thing, this one's like, okay. So I'll start with my friend Macy's story. So this is my friend. This is nuts. So she went on a trip, and she rented an Airbnb. It was in Virginia, the Asatogu Island. Have you heard of that?
No.
Everybody listening is probably like, you pronounce it this way. Blah. She has two small children, two small girls, and they walked into their Airbnb, and the first thing she noticed in her room that her and her daughters were staying in was that the chair in the corner was facing the corner. Okay. So like, oh, that's kind of weird. Why is that chair facing the corner and not like the rest of the room or like out the window or whatever? So that's weird. Okay. So then her daughter, who's a toddler, she's probably like 3 at the time, looks to her mom and says, Mom, is that grandma over there dead?
Yeah.
What?
I'm walking out and getting a refund and going to stay at a
For reals.
Holiday Inn Express.
Call the freaking landlord. We want a refund stat. Airbnb, issue an Airbnb complaint.
That's crazy.
That's not all.
So did they stay there?
They
Did they actually stay the night there?
They did stay the night. She did tell me a story about how like her infant at the time was like in a room and her infant started like screaming and then like all this crap. Like it was weird. So then she like got her infant and brought her in the other room and she was like, I'm not going to be in that same room. Like we can't sleep in that other room. Kate, it gets worse. Ready? So my friend asks her daughter, she says, so is the grandma that you see, is she like a mean grandma, a nice grandma? And her daughter said, she's a nice grandma. She didn't say anything, but she smiles.
Whoa.
A ghost grandma that smiles? I'm picturing the creepiest old woman right now.
Other side, but like I don't believe it's always bad.
Right.
Was it a bad feeling or like a good feeling?
She didn't love the feeling for
So-
sure. But also like we can't just jump to conclusions and say that it was a bad, mean grandma. I mean, even the daughter said that she was nice.
I mean, either way, it's kind of creepy.
It's kind of creepy. Okay, so this next
are into
story
stuff
is
like that,
actually my
too.
mom's
Yeah.
Ted Bundy story.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
I've
just
heard.
bringing it right back to that. You've heard this one?
Yeah.
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 She wrote it out for me. Thanks, Mom.
Nice.
So it was summer of 1975. I turned 13 years old that summer. We lived in a cul-de-sac and my parents weren't home. They were off with the neighbors doing barbershop singing. Because, like, what else do you do in 1975 but get with your neighbors and sing in a beautiful 4-part harmony? Am I right?
No.
I don't remember who I was with. It was 10:30 p.m., but we rounded the corner and there was a car that didn't have their lights on. All of a sudden, a driver ducked down. So whoever was in the driver's seat literally went like this
Yep.
and hid underneath the window.
Yeah. I got that. From
Yeah. From the
words.
story. You didn't need the...
I got that from the words.
We were all afraid it was Ted Bundy. When I got home, her brother was home, and I told him about the car in the cul-de-sac. We called the neighbors to see who was there. Only 2 of her neighbors were there because, again, the rest of the neighbors were out singing barbershop, you know? So her and her brother sprinted faster than ever to get to her neighbor's house so that they could all be together and be murdered together in one house instead of 2.
The more the merrier.
She said when my mom and dad got home around 11 p.m., the car was gone. So, like, let's talk about this. Maybe it wasn't Ted, but,
I mean,
like,
there's no way to verify either way.
there's no way. But if you're not doing something malicious, why would you duck like that? You know what I mean? Like, if you're just like, say you work for the city or say you freaking, I don't know, you were looking for a friend's house or something, you could just like wave and smile and like,
or do nothing.
right, or
Like-
do nothing. But they didn't have phones back then. It's like not like he's sitting there playing on his phone, you know?
Yeah.
So that's weird. Like I feel like that's malicious that he like ducked down.
Yeah.
It was Ted.
Could be.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so speaking of Ted, so my sister-in-law, she went to Viewmont High, and let's see, Viewmont High is known for being haunted from one of the girls that Ted Bundy kidnapped and murdered. They actually never found her body. So freaking sad. It makes me so sad. What a freaking a-hole. A lot of people don't know this, but there's actually catacombs or like tunnels underneath Viewmont High. And my sister-in-law went to high school there, and she says it's haunted by the kidnapping and murder of Debbie Kent, R.I.P., in 1974 by Ted Bundy. You access the catacombs from the auditorium, which is why it's rumored he took her from the auditorium and into the catacombs, then killed and buried her there. Which, again, like like if you look up Debbie Kent's story, like a lot of people, the last time they saw her was in the auditorium because there was like a play going on that night.
So why don't they go search those?
They should do that. Police?
Like, if that's the story, then there should be bones
Yeah, I
to
don't
be
know.
found.
I don't know. That just is freaking heartbreaking.
Which, if you're her family, then you'd love that kind of closure.
Absolutely. Well, apparently her parents never, I don't know if they're alive still, but apparently they never like moved out of their house or left because they never got that closure. They're like, but what if she's still out there somewhere? So they like stayed there.
Yeah, that's
That man ruined a lot of
that's a
lives.
mind F.
A lot of lives. Okay, here's a more lighthearted one. We're getting away from the crazy Ted Bundy. It was my 19th birthday. I woke up with the distinct impression that someone was in my room with me. I saw something flash when I opened my eyes and then it was gone. But there was an impression on my carpet. My dad had died the previous year. I'm pretty sure it was him. Saying happy birthday?
Yeah.
I freaking love that.
Why would it dash away though?
Because they can't, I don't know, like ghosts just don't appear to us and stay there. Like I've heard that like sometimes if you feel like there's somebody in the corner of your eye and you hurry and look over and nobody's there, that could be someone from the other side, but like we can't see them with our human eyes. We can kind of just see them with our other senses. So again, I don't think ghosts just like sit there and like freaking want to give you high fives. I don't know.
But if it's your dad, then maybe.
Well, our daughter died and she doesn't sit in the room with me and high five me. I freaking begged her in my prayers 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, this one is nuts. Okay. So when I was in high school, a woman broke into our house while my mom was at work. My mom had left us a note that said, Shauna and Ryan, there is food in the fridge and I will be home by 6. Love you, Mom. Under her writing, the note continued to say, Dear Mom, thank you for the gift, S and R. The woman then came back to our house while we were sleeping with a burned Bible and went room to room looking through our house. The police came after she left and found she had left a break-in stools. Oh, break-in tools. I can't read. My phone is really dirty. We talked about this before we started the podcast.
Yuck.
She had left break-in tools, duct tape, and rope. So she was going to kidnap the kids, and she wrote a note back to the mom saying, Dear Mom, thank you for your gift, S and R.
Whoa.
Whoa is right. Did they
And
find
they
her?
catch her?
We need to follow up on this one.
I'm immediately moving out of that house. If that happens.
Can you imagine?
If that were to happen here, like I'm putting the house on the market the next day. That's crazy.
I mean, we have security. Maybe she's just deranged. We have security and we have guns.
Still, I'm moving away from that situation.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay.
Like the Elizabeth Smart thing kept me up.
That rocked
As
our
a
world.
kid, it kept me up at night.
Okay, let's talk about that. How old
For
were you?
like months.
How old were you?
I don't know. When did that happen? I was maybe in like
I was in
4th or 5th
sixth
grade.
I think I was in 6th grade. You must have been in 5th.
And it was here in Utah.
Yeah.
So like it happened like right in our backyard.
Yeah. So I was in St.
And
George,
she
but
was
Drew lived
gone.
in Murray, and Murray is like literally 20 minutes away from Elizabeth Smart's parents' house.
All over the news. And
All
my
over
parents
the
would
news.
watch
And
the news every night.
I know whoever's listening to this knows her story, but she was kidnapped for 9 months, living with her kidnappers, and she was
remember
rescued.
going to.
So it is a happy story, but scary story.
I remember going to the doctor, like months after it happened, like maybe close to when she was found, and seeing like a paper, like saying that like if you have information about it, then like contact this number or whatever. And I was like, what the heck? Like in my I was a little kid, and I was even like, why are they still looking for her? Like, that's so long ago.
Totally.
And then they found her, and I was like, wait, what the heck? That's crazy.
Well, I think when they found her, it was like everyone was so surprised because we all just assumed she. Okay, so this next one, let's see. Okay, this was an email. Thank you for emailing in. It says, when I was a little girl, someone had gifted me with these expensive dolls. I'm talking $500 a piece. So when husband and I were first married, we lived in our church's parsonage, and we put these dolls in the attic. I went up to the attic one day to grab something and noticed the box of dolls was nowhere near where I had placed them before.
Toy Story.
They were all the way on the other side of the attic, but I didn't think much of it. I figured my husband moved them for some reason. So when I got back downstairs, I asked him about it, and he said he never touched those dolls. We were both terrified. We took the dolls to a consignment shop shortly after. I was not keeping those things anymore.
Yeah, you don't mess around with dolls.
Dolls are, why are they so weird? Like, they're so cute and pretty, but then they can be eerie, you know?
You had your grandma had some clown thing,
Yeah.
and you tried to bring it into our house.
And you were like,
And I was like,
take that shit. Don't bring that in my house.
Are you up in the night?
I
This thing
know.
is not coming in
So
our
this
house.
is the story. So when I was a baby or whatever, when I was really little and my grandma would watch us, I would cry, and she said that I would always stop crying when she put me on her shoulder and patted my back, and I sat there and looked at a picture of this freaking creepy ass clown. And so
No way.
I know. So I'm
No
like,
way.
was I just terrified of the clown? So literally, she gave me that clown. She left it to me. She wrote my name on the back of it. And so when she did pass away and we were going through all her stuff, it was like, take the clown, you know? And I was just like, oh, Grandma, I don't know if I want the clown.
Hell no.
But that's so nice of her. I mean, thank you for leaving us that. It's not $1 zillion, which would have been great, but a clown picture? Sure. Thank you. Anyways, this person I have to write, she said, I also just want to thank you for sharing your story of Everly. I recently lost my son 4 hours after he was born in March. I appreciate your openness, and I hope our babies are friends in heaven. Lauren Torres. Thank you for that sweet message, and I'm sorry about your son. And dang, you are still in the thick of it, girl. March.
Yeah.
That grief whirlwind. But thank you for being here. We love you. And thank you for writing in. Creepy dolls. Okay, so this next one, you can kind of say this next one too. It's Skylar's story. So my brother-in-law had a couple stories. One of them, do you want to tell the girl one? I think it was
do you
a
have
girl.
it written down right there?
No. No, because they didn't write it down either. They just told us, so we have to paraphrase.
Yeah, so him and his best friend in junior high, was it junior high maybe?
Something
High school?
like that, yeah.
They were on Halloween night. We're just in his friend's basement, downloading illegal music on LimeWire or
Napster
or whatever it was. And he said that a girl in one of those spandex full body suits,
And I was like, was it lingerie? What are you talking about, Skylar?
but face
I'm picturing
covered,
Kate,
everything.
Catwoman, but her face was covered. She wasn't a cat. Her face was covered.
And she walked into the basement and was
Touched them?
yeah, stroked their shoulders or something.
And she was rubbing on their arms and stuff, probably just being silly.
And then left.
And then she left. Didn't say even one word. And they were just like, who the freak are you? What is going on, bro? And then she left.
And they did. And then they were like, wait, what just happened?
What in the world just happened?
So they got up to see if one of their friends was playing a joke
prank,
on them.
yeah.
And they couldn't find anyone.
They couldn't find anyone in the house. And they still, till this day, how old are they? They're probably almost 40 years old.
Yeah.
They, till this day, don't know who the freak that girl was. And I'm like, that's so funny, because there's this girl out there that's remember that one time I pranked Skylar and Blair on Halloween? And she's just going to take it to her grave.
Yeah, maybe.
That's weird. Yeah, that's
Crazy.
really weird. Interesting. And then the story about him, he was on his mission And he got like an impression to lock his door when they normally never locked their door. He went to Canada on his LDS mission, and he was like, we lived in a really like our neighborhood was fine. Like we never worried about locking our door.
As a missionary, you don't really think to
You
do
have the protection
something
of
like that.
Christ.
It's like you're young. You're like 19, 20 years old.
You're serving the Lord.
It's like you're just not thinking of stuff like that. You don't have like personal possessions that.
Yeah,
anyone would
totally.
want.
Yeah.
I can see that. So then he got the impression not once, not twice, but 3 times. And he finally was like, fine, okay. And he got up and he locked the door. And then literally like 2 minutes later, somebody tried to barge through the door. Like they tried to like turning the knob and trying to get in their door.
Yeah, he got a feeling he needed to lock it. He got up, locked it, walked into the. Then he got another feeling. He just was feeling like he shouldn't, like an off feeling. So he went back to like go sleep in his normal room, and then that's when like, it's like he said, it's like if you're expecting a door to be unlocked, but it's not, and you kind of you're just
You like
momentum
nudge
runs
into
the
it.
door.
Yeah.
It was like that at the door. And so he sprinted back to the door, looked through the people, and no one was there.
That's crazy. And then I told him, oh, that's funny because that happened to Drew and I in our first apartment we ever lived in. And well, it was like our second or third. We do summer
No, it
cells.
was
It's fine.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
our first apartment, not
Doing
doing
summer
summer
cells.
cells. Yeah.
And the same thing happened to us, except for the feelings. Our door was already locked. We were just in the front room when somebody like tried to barge in our door. And then after the adrenaline wore off, I literally started bawling because I was so freaking scared. And Drew was like holding me and was like, honey, it's okay. Like I'm right here. And I was like, you don't understand like the fear. And I even told Skylar this. I was like, the difference is so different. Like I'm scared of like being hurt by a freaking man coming in to murder me and do who knows what. And Skylar was, I mean, who knows, like maybe he'd get attacked or things stolen or whatever. But I'm like, men have it so easy. They don't have to freaking worry about getting out of their car at night to walk into a gym or a house or whatever. Anyways,
Sick
that was
people out
scary.
there.
Yeah, it was scary. Okay, what's next?
Let's crank through these.
This one. Oh. This one is, my story isn't particularly spooky, but very creepy and scary. I was stopped at a stop sign at night, and a crouched man that was hiding by the bushes at the stop sign lunged for my door and tried to open it. It felt very scary and evil, and I definitely tell my daughters and anyone else to be aware of things around you, even if you feel safe and secure in your vehicle.
What did he do after it was locked?
She drove off.
Crazy.
I was young when this person told me this story, and it like frightened me. And for some reason on the face, I pictured his face like painted like a Kiss character.
The freak.
Okay, this one's good. Okay, so this is a funny, scary story. In high school, we used to go to houses that were legit haunted. One time we went to an abandoned Indian schoolhouse in Hooper, Utah, where the children were abused and neglected. We parked down the road because officers patrol these houses often, and we were just annoying teenagers. Anyways, we were walking up to the house, and I swear I saw a face in the upstairs window. So I freaked out. No one believed me, and so we kept walking towards the schoolhouse. As we got closer, we heard a thump, 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 like someone was stomping across the house. Then a door opened and slammed shut. Turns out we scared a hobo off.
I was just about to say that, like, how many of these stories are because
People
people.
tell themselves that something crazy is happening at this place, because our minds can do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So how much of it is like fact over just like thinking that it's going to happen and kind of making it happen. You know what I mean?
Totally.
That's crazy.
That was actually the very last one. And I
Nice.
don't know. I'm just kind of going off of my feelings. Like, I don't know how good I feel about sharing my stories. Should I like roll with that and listen to that intuition? Maybe we
Do
should
what you
record in a
want, I
different place
guess.
and not our home.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't there for any of that, so
Talk about the teaser of a lifetime. Yeah, I don't know, if you guys want to hear it, like, just give us feedback that you want to hear it. But it is scary. It did affect my life. It did affect my psyche. It affected my home. It was a really scary time in my life, and I haven't really talked about it in depth, really ever. So I think I'm gonna save it for now. Am I such a D-bag?
You do whatever you want to do.
Maybe I'll record it separately and then just do like a bonus on like Halloween Day or something of it. I don't know.
Sure.
We'll talk to our cute producer Rachel about it. Okay, that's all. Anything else, honey?
Go chug your vanilla pumpkin spice lattes.
For all you basic white girls out there.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.